Hey there, and welcome. We're going to talk about something that's, well, a pretty big deal in life: understanding your salary and your paycheck. All right, let's just jump right in with a real world situation. Picture this: you're about to graduate, and boom, you've got a few different job offers. Super exciting, right? But it can also be, well, a little confusing. Because you'll notice that every company seems to talk about pay a little differently. One might say they'll pay you $675 every week. Another offers $2,700 a month. And then you have these weird words like semi-monthly and bi-weekly. So, how in the world do you figure out which job is actually going to pay you the most? Well, to make a smart choice, you've got to learn how to speak the language of money. And that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to break down the words and the simple math you need so you can confidently compare any job offer that comes your way.
Okay, first things first, let's get a few key terms straight. You're going to see these on pretty much every job offer and paycheck, so getting them down is step one.
All right, first up is something called gross pay. This is the big number. It's the total amount of money you earn before anything gets taken out for things like taxes. Now, it's super important to remember this isn't what you'll actually take home. That's called net pay. But when we're trying to compare job offers, apples to apples, we always start with gross pay. Next, we've got salary. This is just a fixed chunk of money you get paid for a whole year of work. And here's the secret: thinking about everything in terms of the annual or yearly salary is the key to making sense of all those different pay schedules we talked about. Okay, now I want to talk about something that trips up so many people. Seriously, this can cost you money if you don't get it right. There are two words that sound almost identical but are totally different: biweekly and semi-monthly. Knowing the difference is absolutely critical. So here's the deal. Bi-weekly means you get a paycheck every 2 weeks. If you do the math, that adds up to 26 paychecks in a year. But semi-monthly means you get paid twice a month, which works out to just 24 paychecks. That's right, getting paid bi-weekly means you get 2 extra paychecks every year. That can make a huge difference. So how do we cut through all this confusion? The absolute best way is to convert every offer into the same unit. And the easiest one to use is the annual salary. Let's take a look at the simple math behind it. Let's do a quick example. Say a job offers you a starting salary of $41,892 a year. How would you figure out what your weekly gross pay is from that? Well, the logic is really straightforward. We know there are 52 weeks in a year, right? So all you have to do is take that big annual salary and divide it into 52 equal pieces. And that gives you $805.62. That's your weekly gross pay. Simple enough, right? So now that we see how that works, let's use this exact same thinking to finally solve that puzzle from the beginning with the 4 different job offers. All right, let's tackle this together. We're going back to that first problem with the 4 job offers, and we're going to walk through it step by step. Okay, here they are again. Job A, B, C, and D. Remember our goal. To figure out which one is really the best, we have to turn them all into an annual salary. It's the only way to compare them fairly. Let's start with Job A. It pays $675 weekly. We know there are 52 weeks in a year, so we just multiply that weekly pay by 52. And that gives us a total annual salary of $35,100. Easy enough. Okay, now your turn. Let's look at Job B. It pays $2,700 a month. Think for a sec, how many months are in a year? How would you set up the math for that one? Go ahead and pause here and give it a shot.
Awesome. If you took that $2,700 and multiplied it by 12, you nailed it. The annual salary for Job B is $32,400. See? You got this. Now let's use that same logic for the last 2 jobs. So let's put it all together. For Job C, since it's semi-monthly, we multiply by 24. And for Job D, which is bi-weekly, we multiply by 26. And when you lay it all out like this, well, the answer is crystal clear. It turns out Job A, the weekly offer, is actually the highest paying job of them all. Kind of surprising, right? Okay, you've seen me do it. We've done one together. Now it's time for you to fly solo. Let's do a quick check to make sure this all makes sense. Here's the situation. Take a second to read through it. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to use the exact same skills we just went over and figure out which one of Marsh's job offers is the best deal. I'll give you a little hint to get you started. Remember the golden rule. You've got to convert everything to the same unit, like annual pay, to compare them properly. Go ahead and pause now and work it out.
So you might be thinking, okay, that's cool, but why does this really matter? Let's zoom out for a second and talk about the big picture and your financial future.
So, what are the big takeaways here? Number one, always convert different pay offers to the same time frame, like annual pay, so you're comparing apples to apples. Number two, never forget the difference between biweekly, that's 26 paychecks, and semi-monthly, which is 24. And finally, realize that this isn't just a random math problem. This is literally the first step to making smart money decisions for your entire life.
Look, this is about more than just numbers on a page. It's about empowerment. When you understand your pay, you're taking the first, most important step toward owning your financial future and building the life you actually want. Keep building these skills, and you're going to be in great shape